Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you taking time out of y'all's busy schedule, stop in and see what it is I'm up to. Today is Sunday, the 22nd of March, 2020, and depending on how you look at it, it's at least a week into this self-isolation quarantine type thing. It's been a little bit longer than that. Our mayor shut down the parks and other things on Friday the 13th. And since then, they've been slowly closing other stuff. Earlier this week, they closed the beaches down. So, this stuff is crazy. It really is. Nobody knows exactly where it's going. Some areas are hit a whole lot worse than others. I saw a report, I think it was last night I was watching. Excuse me. New York is over 10,000 cases. I think here in Duval County, we're somewhere in the 700, maybe 750 range, something like that. I saw earlier that we'd had another death here in Duval County. And I believe that raises us up to 3. Excuse me. That's that's not good. Of course, the people that are dying are all older. Even like I'm old. I just found out that one of the reasons my daughter is staying home with her kids is because I am a high risk. I don't know that I'm that high risk. I guess I am. I'm over 60 and I've got a bad heart. So I guess I am kind of a high risk. But I'm taking precautions. So, yeah, it's, supposedly, younger people are able to deal with it more in general. I mean, that doesn't mean that they're not susceptible to getting it really bad. There've been a couple of cases with younger people dying because of this, and I mean younger, like in their 20s, and sometimes it has to do with underlying factors. If you have, any type of immune disorder, whether it's a, I can't even go into it. There's just so many different things. Rheumatoid arthritis would be one, which you would never think about. But apparently that can be an underlying cause. I have friends that have multiple immunodeficiency diseases. And like they're not easy to diagnose. Sometimes it takes years to diagnose those things. But, and it can hit those people especially hard. They're already have problems with being lethargic or, susceptible to every cold and whatnot. So yeah, it can be. These are strange times. They really are. I need to think about going out and getting a few things. I'm low on bread. Hopefully I can get some bread. If not, I'll get some flour and yogurt or something and make up some bread. I do have cornbread mix. I can make that up if I want to. Don't like doing sandwiches on cornbread though. Excuse me. This isn't anything like that. We have sex is in the air. I am my nasal passages are being raped by trees and grass. Oak pollen is really high. Grass pollen is at like 9.8. Yeah, just everything out there is flowering and pollinating. Oh man, my truck is almost green. My blue truck, it's almost green, and I just washed it 2 days ago. Well, rinsed it off. But yeah, I don't know. all we can do is do what we do, right? Hunker in place. Hopefully, you all have the right supplies. Um, I mean, I'm usually prepared for 2 or 3 weeks worth of foods, and I'm still pretty good. I've got. I mean, just a quick glance around. I'm good for at least another 2 weeks, maybe a little bit more, depending on what things I throw together. You know, maybe even a little bit longer. So, but I do need a few odds and ends here and there to fill in, and as long as I can find them, I may as well go out and get them. Right? I'm not hoarding. I'm not going to go out if I find pasta on the shelves. I'm not coming home with 30 boxes of pasta. I don't need that much. 2 pounds, 3 pounds, maybe. 3 pounds is going to last me all the way through the summer for the most part. I don't I don't usually cook up a whole pound at a time. Maybe a third, sometimes a half, depending on what I'm making. So, a third of a pound of pasta, uh, one packet of tuna, and some dressing, and that's a full meal right there. I added a couple of small veggies, and yeah. But the same thing with a third of a pound of pasta, a little bit of cheese, some hamburger. I'm good to go. So even those little instant cups, or instant takes 4 minutes to cook. I cook up one of those, throw in a quarter pound of meat, and we're 2 pieces of spam or a package of tuna fish. that's a decent sized meal. It's not huge. I mean, yeah, I could probably eat 3 times that amount if I really wanted to. I mean, yeah. But it doesn't hurt to cut down. And if I eat one of those and then a sandwich and just stuff like that throughout the day, and not have to sit down and have a huge meal, which is better in this heat anyway. I mean, right today it's what is it right now? All right, it's 80 degrees outside right now, and it's not quite noon. It's going on noon, so they're calling for it to be almost 90 again today. Supposedly, this virus doesn't survive in that type of temperatures. At least it won't survive outside. It will. Apparently, 98 or whatever in your body is fine. Oh, excuse me, up to 102 or 103. But outside of the body, it won't survive outside of the body in higher temperatures. Supposedly, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I just know what I've been hearing and reading online, and how much of that can. Most of it seems to be true when you see the same thing over and over and over again. I tend to think it can be believed. If something can be disproved quickly, then I just drop that thought altogether. Um, yeah, it's crazy times, crazy times. I am working around here, uh, working and getting the chamber chaos over there taken care of. I've got a couple of boxes that I brought out. I really need to go through. I don't know if I want to do a pack rat. What's in the box doc. Uh, it's a fairly big box. It'll probably take quite a while. Uh, Let me know in the comments if you want to do that. It's I have no idea what's in there. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I need to go through that. There's actually said there's 2 boxes over there. There's another box right inside the door. That's a big one. I'm not really looking forward to going through that, but I have to. So at least get things sorted out and figure out where they go. But yeah, travel restrictions haven't come down yet. You're still allowed to go out and drive around. You're not supposed to be associating with a lot of people. Grocery stores and whatnot, they're supposed to be limiting how many people are in there. You try to, people try to keep your distance, 6 to 10 feet. If you're sick, don't go out. If you think you have this thing, don't go out. A lot of places will deliver. Um, I've heard about. There's been a couple of things on social media about this thing called Boober, where strip clubs and bars and whatnot are getting together with restaurants and their own restaurant thing, and having strippers or dancers make your deliveries. It didn't click last night and I'd seen a couple of these. It didn't really click until this morning what was going on. I was standing out front last evening, and just watching the stars and the clouds and whatever. It was a gorgeous night, and a car pulled up, and there were two ladies, um, and they're asking about an address, and I pointed it out, and they're, well, who lives there? And I told them, and they're looking at their phone, and they're like, okay. And then they both get out, and they were dressed, kind of. They had a couple of takeout trays at a cooler, and they got up and went up to the front door. I didn't see them go to the front door. I was on walk up alongside the house. I didn't go check them out. But they were up there. They were in there maybe 5 minutes, less than 10 minutes. And they came back out again. They said goodnight, and they drove off. So, it was interesting. I had some really weird thoughts going on, and then I read another one today about this Uber thing, and I thought, you know what, that could be what that was. I don't know how much he paid to have dinner delivered that way, but oh well. So, yeah, strange times, strange times. The grandkids will be doing virtual school. And everything is online nowadays. I mean, you can they have virtual happy hour. I call that drinking at home. I don't know about y'all, but yeah, apparently you can there's an app or whatever you can get on your phone, and then everybody gets on there after work and sits down and has a drink and chats and talks and blah 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 blah, and yeah, virtual happy hour. Okay, I don't know. I guess it'll work. Like I said, it's strange times. The kids, like I said, the kids are doing virtual school. It actually starts tomorrow, and the teacher, from what I'm seeing on the news, the teachers will take roll, and if the kids have any problems, they can contact the teacher. If the teacher hasn't heard from the student during the day, they will contact them. If they I'm not really sure. Somehow they're saying if it seems like the kid is having difficulty or whatever, the teachers will contact them and see if they have if they need any help. But yeah, apparently, and the school buses will be delivering lunches and paper packets for the younger grades. So if your kids are in like pre-K through second grade, I think the bus drivers will have packets to hand out. Whatever bus stop is closest to your house, you just go there at the normal time. The bus driver will pull up, and he will have packets for the kids that need them, and then they will have lunches for all the kids that are in that area, regardless if they're elementary, middle, or high school. So that's keeping the bus drivers busy and paid. It's keeping most of the teachers paid. I think there's some aides that are on the border right now. I'm not sure what they're doing with those. The teacher aides. Most of our schools have a teacher and a teacher's aide in the classroom. Um, I'm not really sure how it works, but that's what they do. So at this point, I know most of the teachers are on board, and they're doing this virtual school thing, and the administrators are all doing things, virtually, and so it's pretty much business as usual, but different. So, strange times. Strange times. I talked to my mom and dad. They're up in New Jersey. Mom's 80. Oh, excuse me, I think. Dad's like 83 or 84. I think. I don't know. But yeah, they're doing good. The weather is nice. Of course, they're in a senior citizens building. It's not a nursing home or care center. It's just a building that's full of seniors, and they have they're not allowed visitors. Like nobody's allowed to go in except medical personnel. So, but they were talking about going out for a ride yesterday, and but unfortunately, like all the parks and everything are closed. But Mom said, "That's okay. We'll just go to the cemetery." And it's true. They do it all the time. I do it too. And you don't even, not even someplace like you don't have to know the people that are buried there. You just go. Cemeteries are usually very tranquil places. They have benches set up here and there, and they're usually really nice places to go and sit and have something to eat. Now, yeah, some people get the heebie-jeebies about going to the cemetery, but it's cool. Yeah, it just there's other cemeteries that are on tourist lists. Like up in Philadelphia, the cemetery there in Center City where Ben Franklin is buried. Right here, close to me, up in Savannah, there's a huge cemetery that's a major tourist attraction, and people go there all the time. I was there last year and the year before. And people, they pull up, they set up their picnic tables and have lunch, and it's an outing. So, and that used to be something that was more prevalent in the past, but it was more people going and having picnics at the graveside of loved ones. Going to visit mom and pop, and you'd have 30 people gathered around the graves and eating and talking and carrying on, and basically just having a good time. And that's what happens. But, yeah, Mom was talking about they would go out for a ride and stop and get a sandwich or something, and then go probably sit in the cemetery, enjoy the fresh air, and go for it. But I was talking. My brother posted this the other day. He lives up there as well, up there in New Jersey, and he had gone into Walmart and he picked up 2 cases of water. There wasn't anything on the racks, saying limit or anything. He paid for it. The cashier rang him up for 2 cases of water, and he started to leave the store. Well, the security there told him he was only allowed to buy 1, and he said, "Well, I bought 2, and they let me buy 2." And the guy's like, "Oh, you can't leave the store with you have to return 1." And my brother was like, "What do you mean I have to return one? I've already bought them. I'm leaving." And the guy's like, "I can't let you leave with two cases of water." All right. So my brother went to wherever it was that he had to go, and customer service or whatever. Stood in line and went through all that, and went through the rigmarole of the security guard said I couldn't buy two, and I need to return one, and the lady behind the counter was just like, okay. I hadn't heard about that, but okay. So they returned it. And my brother is, well, if you take the first letter of the alphabet and throw it in a hole, yeah, you'll find my brother. And I'm not too much different from him in certain situations either. But anyway, he said, "All right," and he went back in. Well, he took that case of water out, he put it in the truck, and he went back in and he bought another case. And he walked by and he showed the security guard that ticket, and he walked out. He went back in, he bought another case, and he walked out and put that ticket in the security guard's face. And he walked back in again, he bought another case. He bought 8 cases of water. I know. Oh, hoarding. Yeah, well, okay, kind of. Let me finish my story. Each time he walked out, he showed that security guard. 1 case per customer. Each time he was a new customer, he walked in the door and he walked back out again. So, anyway, he gave most of the water away. He went to people that he knew that were shut-ins and the local fire department. He kept 2 cases for himself. Is it the right thing to do? I don't know, but you don't tick off a redneck. I mean, that's just the way it is. Especially an old redneck. We're gonna get around you one way or another. Yeah. But yeah, this whole thing is putting hurtings on people that you don't even think about. My one brother does. My youngest brother, the one that has the heart problem. If you've been on my channel for any amount of time, my one brother was like he was seriously ill. They were thinking about they were going to have to put a mechanical heart in. I mean, he was doing so bad. And then they tried him on this new drug, and he's doing great. But he's been doing this little business. He lives up in Lancaster County in Pennsylvania, and he goes around to a lot of these different farms and small antique places and whatnot, and buys junk and gets stuff out of barns and whatever. And he goes home, he cleans it up, and turns it into something cool, and then he sells it. And he had a place set up at the farmer's market, flea market, whatever. And he was doing fairly well. I mean, he wasn't, making a fortune, but he was doing pretty good. And they closed the flea market down. Now he's got to find a place to put all the stuff. So he's actually looking for a enclosed trailer. If any of y'all are up there in the Lancaster area, within a couple 100 miles even, and you got an enclosed trailer that you're not using, you'd like to either loan out or sell, let me know. But it's affecting his income. Okay, he still has his disability income and whatever, but his wife's income for now, I'm not sure how long she'll be able to work. She's not in one of the essential services, so that's another thing. The essential services are, it's kind of, you realize that like nurses, fire, rescue, police, you realize that all those are essential services. You don't normally think of gas stations, fast food workers, the people at Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Dollar Store, Walmart, you don't normally think of them as essentials. They are right now. They really are. So, it's just another one of those strange, crazy times that we got going on right now. How long have I been babbling away here? Running up on a half hour. Oh, excuse me. Got that tickle right in the back of my throat. I'll have to go eat me some hot peppers or something. Break this up. But turn on the air conditioner here in a minute. Anyway, let me know what you think, folks. Give me a thumbs down or a thumbs up. Leave me a comment wherever it is y'all leave comments on your internet access device of choice. If you'd like to share me around your social media, that'd be fandoculous. Go check me out on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. I'll have links in the description box, wherever that is on your device of choice. I'm not all that active on those, but I do try to post occasionally. Except Facebook. I'm always on Facebook, especially now. But yeah, you'll also find links to similar videos, and you'll find my email and my snail mail. The snail mail is postal mail. That's what you put in the mailbox, or the mailman delivers, and I get some pretty awesome stuff. So, yeah. If your loved ones are nearby, give them a kiss and a hug. If they're not, give them a call. Hit them up on Facebook. Let them know you think about them. Let them know you love them. We ain't promised tomorrow, people. We ain't promised our next breath. I'll see y'all again. I hope you have a fandoculous day. It's lunchy, y'all. Bye-bye. You know what? I've been washing this cup. I let it soak. And that sticker's still on there. I don't know what they put them things on there with. It ain't wearing off.